Hey, happy Easter, everybody. I had a minute here. We have a chill kind of Easter here at Destination Decluttered HQ. And I was doing something that was kind of decluttering, so I thought I would just pop on to TikTok. And if I can manage to kind of walk and chew gum at the same time, as far as decluttering my own stuff, actually just, taking care of my own things. And I just thought, you know what? We have a pretty chill Easter today where we are. It's my husband and me. And I just thought it might be fun to hop on, maybe for a half an hour or so, who knows, to just connect up and maybe keep you company if you are maybe not maybe not celebrating Easter, or maybe you celebrated it and you're hanging out on the couch after all the Cadbury eggs and the whatnot. But I just thought I would show up, and I am actually doing some silver. Can you tell I'm all dolled up for the holiday, right? I am doing some silver polishing, some old-timey things. This is something that I like to do when I'm decluttering, and I have decluttered, is what I like to say, kind of taking care of your stuff, you know? My name is Beth. If we haven't met before, it's kind of weird. I don't often do this on a Sunday. I barely ever do TikTok lives on a Sunday. But my name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. And I know what it's like to grow up in a cluttered home, but I also am finding out, and have for the past many years, how freaking good it feels to just live in a house where you know where things are, and you know where to get them, and you're taking care of your stuff. Cynthia is saying, my whole house needs decluttering. Cynthia, I was there myself. I was. What I want to offer to you is, don't get overwhelmed by the entirety of the house. Chunk it down. Start small. Okay? Start small. Do a little bit at a time with the time you have. And here's maybe what I want to say. Enjoy yourself while you're doing it. Now, it may just be because I am who I am. I am who I am. But I don't think it's just me, because I have had my one-on-one clients, but also people just that show up at my on my TikTok lives talk about how good it feels to get decluttered. To literally, basically, how I look at it is, you're removing stuff that just doesn't work it. Yeah. Okay. Funny. So Cynthia, dad was a hoarder, so was mom. Yeah, I grew up with cluttered parents. I don't know how old you are, but I think the Great Depression of the 1920s and 30s had a wicked lot to do with my family and how they struggled, because they had nothing. So when you were able to get something, you hung on to it because you remembered what it felt like to not have it. So I know that was it. I love the fact that you says you've decluttered a lot, but it's a secret. It's in the drawers. Yeah. So when I coach people, I do one-on-one coaching, and I talk about how you've got 3 layers of clutter. You've got surface clutter, you've got stored clutter, and you've got sentimental clutter. Yours, when it's in a drawer or behind a door, as I like to say, that ends up being your stored clutter, the stuff that you don't have out on the surfaces, you know. Yep, and closets. Yeah, doors and drawers, hon. Doors and drawers. Or as my Boston accent, even though I don't live in New England anymore, my Boston accent, doors and drawers. God, it's doors and drawers. Open the door. It's Johnny. It's Tommy. It's at the door. Sorry, I have fun with my my Boston accent. It comes up in the weirdest places. User 42111, etc. is saying it's been a slow process, but it's working out. Oh, good. I have to take long breaks to do my anxiety. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do. It's okay. And you know what? I'm not saying it's a slow process is a good process, because you're doing it. You're driving. You're driving at the speed limit that feels good to you. I frame everything like a road trip, or driving. So think about it. You found a pace that feels good to you, and when you move at that pace, it feels good. Now, if you do that when you're decluttering, you're making progress, right? So, yeah, slow and steady wins the race. Greta Garbo gave good face. It doesn't matter how fast you're going, just the fact that you're driving, you're moving, you're doing stuff that's getting you more of the life you want and less than you don't. Now, yeah, I stopped going, Cynthia, I've stopped going to the Goodwill myself, except to drop off stuff. I used to do that actually, even when I was, kind of doing my own decluttering. I would drop stuff off in the back, and then I'd say I was giving an offering to the gods, and then I'd walk right around the front, and I would look for stuff, and sometimes I'd pick it up. You know what? The cool thing is right now, and I do. Cynthia's saying, "Do you do sessions?" Yes, I do. So, quick thing about me. So, Beth, Destination Decluttered, Decluttering Life Coach, hopping on just for a little bit here on Easter while I'm doing my silver polishing, as I like to do when I don't know, I find it soothing. I love seeing the before and afters. But I am a decluttering life coach. So while I do TikTok lives and I record them so you can listen to them like a podcast on Destination Decluttered on YouTube, I also am a one-on-one decluttering coach. Now that's my paid coaching program. The only way I do sessions is I sell a 10-session package, and you pay for it, and we work together, and it's awesome. If you're interested in that, go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com, and you can sign up for a consultation or even just find out some more stuff about it. I will say this though, I gotta update the words on my website, the content of my website. I kind of wrote it when I was new to what I'm doing, and I've been doing this for a number of years now, so I gotta do it a little bit better. But if you have any questions about that stuff, feel free to ask me here. Hey, German May 95. Yeah. I just decided. So here's the funny thing. So we had a party last night. We are home for Easter. We're not traveling to see family because we had hung out with friends last night and this morning. And then my husband just did a Patreon for his musical fans. And then he's going out for a bike ride. And I thought, well, you know what? Here I am doing this stuff. I thought we could all keep each other company. What's in the top left corner? Okay, I don't know what exactly if your left is my left, but here, I can give you a quick, I won't do a walking tour, but up above here, trust me, you guys, it's not like I am a collector. So at some point, this is a collection right here of state glasses, vintage glasses that each one of them has a state on them. I'll be honest, I saw that someplace, probably in a book or a magazine once, and I thought, oh, that looked cool. So for a while, when I would go to the Goodwill or go to thrift stores or go to antique shops or Brimfield or Adamstown or whatever, that's the kind of thing I would look for. Okay? Cynthia, look up Destination Decluttered on YouTube and see if that comes up. It's my YouTube page, and it might be all one word. I don't know. Okay, on the orange wall. Oh, you know what that is? That is actually a couple of things. That is a pair of vintage. Pretty much everything in my house could be tacking the word vintage on it. It's a couple of pairs of tiki style salt and pepper shakers. I think some are from Kowloon and some are maybe from Trader Vic's. And in the middle is actually, it's kind of cool, there's a little shadow box that an artist that I got to know who lives, I think she lives in New Jersey, or I actually met her here in Phoenixville. She was vending across from me when I was selling my books at a vintage thing. And it's got a lot of stuff about Asbury Park and I think New Jersey on it. And we bought one for some friends of ours, some awesome creative folks that live in Asbury Park. And then I realized I wanted one for myself, so I bought it for her. So that's just a little, notice how the stuff that I have has a story about it, The stuff that you have that tells you stories, hopefully it's good stories, Did you say cost on live for the program? No, I don't. I don't talk business here. I'm just a hangout. Because here's the deal. This is what I think, is I don't want somebody to think that that they're pricing themselves out of a possible life-changing transformation, and they're saying, oh, I can't afford that. Now, everybody's idea of what they can afford is up to you, but if what I offer isn't going to work for you, then it doesn't matter how much it costs. So that's why I do the consultation first. I will say, some people think it's too expensive. Some people think it's a bargain, especially for a way that I coach and that it will change how you think and do things for the rest of your life. There we go. Oh, so Miracles in Money. I'm glad you're saying thank you for hosting. Are you sending out a newsletter? I did send one out. It should have gone out about 6 a.m. this morning. So you might want to check your 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 email, but if it's not coming up in your email, check your spam filter. Maybe it would have come from Beth@destinationdecluttered.com. Okay. The newsletter, for anybody who's interested and you're new, is for people on the mailing list. The mailing list is also a free thing I do. I literally gave you the list of when my next scheduled TikToks will be. And what else? I added a bunch of consultation slots to the consultation calendar. So if you're on the email mailing list, you get first dibs on those. I also shared the date and time of our monthly free group Zoom call for the people on the mailing list. So that's in the mailer. And what else? Oh, and I've got a few more of those free stickers, the little Every Little Bit Helps stickers. So if you want those, hope that can helps. Okay? All right, there we go. And it's funny, my husband, he was nice enough to remind me we had these gloves somewhere. I was wearing these other ones that I don't even know where they came from, but I had to take it off so I could scroll. Kara's having a 19-person potluck today. Awesome. Have a blast with that, my dear. But I love this. Because I'm decluttering, party prep was easy. Yeah. This is what I love about decluttering, because it starts with, oh, I want it to look better, but people don't realize how much it makes your life simpler and easier, and it takes less time to do the things, okay? So very cool. Also have Franciscan Starburst on my table. Yes, use the good stuff. Share that stuff with your friends. We're having friends over tomorrow night, too, and we're going to use some good stuff in my collection. I may even interweave some of the, maybe instead of using our regular flatware, we'll use some of the silver, because I just have polished it up. Yes, and Miracles and Money and anybody else who's on this TikTok live and is on the mailing list, please do me a favor, because I do know that there is a list of people. See, it's odd to me. I'll share this with you, a little behind the scenes. There are some people that signed up for the mailing list and then marked it as spam. There are some people that have signed up for the mailing list and then have said they don't want it. That's totally cool. But the one thing I want to make sure is that if you have signed up for the mailing list and you want it and you're not getting it, please let me know. Please get in touch with me at Beth@destinationdecluttered.com. That way I can get in touch with the people who do my email stuff, and we can look in and see why it's going on. Sometimes they get stuck in a random filter, but the cool thing is, I will say about my email providers, is they are cool with like unblocking people. So if you're not getting it, please let me know so I can do something about it. All right? Yeah, you know what? Oh, not in your spam. Okay. Yeah, I checked before and said it was fine. You know what? Miracles and Money. Send me another message pertaining to today's, and then what I can do is I can look up and see where it where it might have gotten lost in the process. I love sorting out problems. It's one of the things I like, and that's one of the reasons I probably got into coaching, was to help people with what they're struggling with and to fix problems. So I love to be like, if you got a problem, I'll solve it. Okay. So anyhow, I just thought I would pop up, maybe for the next 15 minutes or so, to wish you a happy Easter, but also give you a little bit of encouragement that if you are thinking of this being like a new time of year, I know there's the whole religious reborn thing, or just the fact that it's springtime out. Oh, goodness, yeah. Yeah, New Me 21. I am ready to declutter. Yeah, being ready is 9/10 of it, Oh, your website says that you have consults today. Cynthia, interesting. Okay, Cynthia, do me a favor. Double check, because I don't think it's that way, but here's the goofy thing. The way that my calendar infrastructure is set up is that if you look closely, the calendar starts on a Monday. I've asked them if we could change it so it doesn't show up on a Monday, that it starts on a Sunday like my brain goes, but it doesn't. So if you see ones that are listed on Sunday, please let me know. But if you're looking at the beginning of like the 7 days and you're thinking that's Sunday like my brain goes, because I grew up in the United States, check and see. That big beginning thing on the calendar might start with an M. And I do have consultation slots for tomorrow and the next day before I go away on a conference. Okay, but thank you. Okay, Eastern time, 4 p.m. No. See, it's cool. I see, oh, my brain. Yeah, trust me. I have asked them because we have habits. We have ways of looking at things. And, so I've had to get extra aware of that, too. No big deal. We'll figure it out. I love it. Oh, gee, Schnauzer, nice to see you. Happy Easter. On your way to help your daughter pack up and clean her apartment. Rock on. Rock on. What a lovely thing. I look forward to hearing from the both of you this week and in future. I'm wishing you all the best. I have yet to find out what college my nephew has chosen, but I recently discovered that one of our cool bandmates is, wives actually graduated from Middlebury. So small world after all, huh? I love it. I love it. Radical reorganization of the inside of my cabinets and wardrobe are vastly improved. That sounds delightful. Now the visible parts of my apartment look crazy. Yeah, it's going to look temporarily worse before it looks permanently better type part of the show. That's how things go sometimes. Hey, could you pass me when you get a chance, can you get me a paper towel, please? Yep. Thank you. Thank you. And hey, kind of like I said hi to the people on my TikTok live, you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody.
So here's what I want to offer you with when you are decluttering. It's kind of like right now. I'm in the middle of this process. I am polishing some silver. The silver looked crappy. I'm now in the midst of the process. I am polishing things to make it look better, but at the moment it looks like crap. However, that's just part of the journey. There's going to be the part in the middle where it's like, oh my God, it doesn't look like it did and it looks different. Just keep on going. Just keep on going. Make those decisions. Find home for your things, and things will start to look and feel and function better. Okay? That's why we're doing what we're doing. You know? Oh, okay. Have fun. Tell Tom I said hey, and don't fall off your bike.
Okay.
All right. All right. Love you.
Love you too.
Bye. Okay, Cynthia, awesome. I'm glad you signed up. You know, every little bit helps, as I like to say. And if you're ready, somebody said they were ready. Being ready means it's going to work for you. If you are seriously ready to do something different, ready to try something different, ready to be aware of what your habits are that got you cluttered, being ready to kind of look at those, not with judgment, but with curiosity. And being ready is the way to start the journey. And the other way is to get excited about what this journey means. Not about what you have to do to get there, but what does there mean? Oh my gosh, how's it going to feel? How do you want to feel? I will say with you, it's like so effortless, less effort to do so much. I find the things I'm looking for when I went to go do this. I found my polish, I had some papers, all these things. Finding the things you need, easy peasy. Being able to use them. Now granted, this thing was missing its little sponge on it. I think the last time I did it, I threw it away. But decluttering is not just about how it looks to other people. It's how what your house looks like and functions like makes you feel. Okay? I love it. Creating a nice donation bag. That sounds great. So here's a wonderful thing too I will share with you. And I'm going to sign off maybe in about 10 minutes or so. So if you have any questions about decluttering, feel free to pop them in the comments. I do these TikTok lives every few days or so. I will put up a schedule for April, usually the first couple of weeks or so. The people on the mailing list already found out about that. So if you're interested in being on the mailing list, destinationdecluttered.com/join. I've got one tomorrow. I'm not at my desk right now, so I can't picture it in my head of when it's going to be. And I've got one on Tuesday. Then Wednesday, I actually go to the annual conference of the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals. They call it NAPO, but I'm always joking and saying, better get NAPOP, because it's Organizing Professionals. And I'm looking forward to meeting people like me who help people with clutter and learning some things that I can bring back to my own coaching. So we've got a couple of TikTok lives this week, and then next week when I come back, there will be some. I also do a monthly Zoom for people on my mailing list. The mailing list. It's not just my mailing list, it's our mailing list. And it's a wicked lot of fun. I got to share with you, I would not be here, I did not sign on here to try to sell you something or pitch you something, you know what I mean? I just think it's fun to connect with people and help people, and if you're struggling with something, to just let somebody know that there's help out there, Shoot Far is saying, I tend to forget the outside. I'm doing some way overdue trimming of trees and brush today. Yeah, it's that thing. I tend to think of the outside often when we have neighbors, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't want it to look crappy for the neighbors. External commitments, internal commitments. Anybody familiar with this? Yeah, thinking about doing something because it looks better to somebody else can get you to do stuff that kind of bonus points. It actually helps you get it done yourself, but also doing the things that make you feel good. So I love it when you're realizing it and you do what you want to do. Okay, Cynthia, I do everything on Zoom. Everything on Zoom pretty much because it helps for me to see your face. Because your face and your words and your expressions and your body language will tell me stories that your words never will. So in order to be a good coach, that's how I show up. It would be like me being in your house, but I don't... Do you know how much I would have to charge for me to get to your house? I have clients all over the country. I'd be spending more time in a airport than I would your house. So I love the fact that Zoom can connect us, and yet you can also coach within the comfort of your home. You don't have to feel exposed or ashamed or any of that unhelpful stuff if I came over and saw all your clutter. Well, first of all, I don't judge. But, I'm all about having your nervous system feel comfortable so that you are able to basically take action. If your nervous system is thinking it's unsafe and I'm afraid, you're not going to do the things, as I like to say. So that's why I got my certification as a as a life coach, and I love doing the life coaching through the cluttered lens, because I know from being there. I mean, my goodness, like these are knives that I think my great aunt owned, and I'm probably getting the handles all crappy now because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I know what it's like to have sentimental stuff. But I also know how much better it feels when you have it and you decide to keep it and you want to keep it in good condition. And it makes you think of some people. It tells you a story. I have a little box right here that when my husband was decluttering his stuff down the basement, there's a video for that. Oh yeah, crap. I got to make sure I got to not making more harm than good. This is why I rarely do. I will say this. I rarely do these TikTok lives when I am, how people like, oh, look at me, I'm cooking or I'm doing my makeup. I think it's important to focus on what you're doing. Like right now, I'm kind of trying to do the both. I thought I would experiment with this. Now I'm getting some tarnish off, but then I realized I was getting some tarnish on the fake mother of pearl. I don't doubt it's real mother of pearl handles here. So I don't want to jam anything else up. So I'm going to be more mindful of that. Okay. Bizimi is saying clothes are also an item that I have too much of. Even just think of that concept of too much stuff. Whatever quantity of stuff you have should feel good to you. The quality of the items that you own in your house should feel good to you. That you have the right amount of stuff to do what you need to do what you want to do what you have to do. But every one of those things, the need to, the want to, the have to, that you can very easily, notice, easy and feeling good, easily find it, easily use it, easily put it away when you're done. That you're not scrabbling around for stuff and saying, where is that? And, oh, this is such a pain, So if you're feeling like your clothing are too much, it's probably clothing you're not wearing that's getting in the way of the clothing you are wearing. You probably have a story because of what you are keeping. You are probably keeping, this is just from hundreds and hundreds of hours of coaching that I've done. I bet you have some clothes that don't fit, and I bet you're kind of hoping to fit into them again. Or maybe you bought small clothes to encourage you to change the size of your body. Many of us are there. I am struggling myself with my postmenopausal weight gain and body shape that I know up here happens to all of us, but down here in my nervous system, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, what the heck's going on here? So I know that feeling myself. I also know when I'm feeling good about it, that loving myself and wanting to do things for me will get me to do some different things. So yeah, clothing. Notice that this is where I like to say, and I like to work a lot in metaphor, so I will say, who is it? Goldilocks and the Three Bears. You've got too much, you've got not enough, and you've got just right. You've got too hot, too cold, too soft, too hard, just right. We're always going for that just right, that equilibrium. So what amount of clothing? And it's not a number. It is not a number. It is a feeling. A feeling of, okay, this feels better. I can more easily grab the clothes. I feel better not always looking at that dress that's secretly saying, you're not this small anymore. I feel better when I look in and I see clothing that makes me feel good in the body that I have now, because I have donated, or maybe even temporarily packed away, the clothing that doesn't fit me. This is why, for me, I think it is so powerful to intertwine the life coaching and the declutter coaching, because it's not just about uplifting. Are you with me? We all know, you know what I should do? I should not have eaten all those snacks last night. I should go and lift some weights. I know I should do this. Do we do that all the time? No. Hopefully we do it some of the time, but I don't want you to beat yourself up for what you're not doing. I want you to get curious about what you're doing and what you're not doing, and just kind of get some distance and observe it and say, now, is that really going to help me? I'll be honest with you. I've been snacking on like Easter candies and stuff. Today, we went out for breakfast because we went to a party last night, and I'm feeling kind of oogie. And I thought, well, you know what helps me sometimes feel better is to hop onto TikTok and to remind myself that I'm offering some good stuff in the world. You know? So what can you do today to make yourself feel a little bit better? Maybe it's just, maybe you're going to shine up some silver like I have. Maybe you're going to go outside. Going outside, walking around and moving your body and drinking some water. We went for a walk this morning. It's really cool. We're seeing the buds starting to bloom out on the trees. We could hear the birds. We saw some turtles sunning themselves on a log, doing the things that are going to make you feel good, even if you kind of don't want to. You got to be like, okay, overcoming the inertia. I even going from my office to the kitchen and moving around and doing this felt better that I was moving my body. After I sign off here, I'm going to rinse off this stuff, tidy it up, wash my hands, and I will probably go out for a walk because I know that's going to make me feel good. The air, the breath, the moving of the body, the changing of the cells, all that. Okay? Bizimi is saying, got one room done. Awesome. Got one room done, but stuck to go on to the rest of the house, overwhelmed. All right, don't look at the rest of the house. Look at the one room you did and feel good about what you did. Also, get curious about how you did that one room. Because how you do one thing, I know this needs to be embroidered on a pillow, how you do one thing is how you do all things, but you did some things in that one room that got you decluttered. All you need to do is look at a small section of the rest of the house and do the same thing there, and then move on to another small section or another small section. Now, it doesn't need to be regimented when I say this, and I'm doing this with my hands, kind of like, a square foot by a square foot. It's more like putting your blinders on. Ever see that? Like back in the days when they had horse-drawn carriages, that they would put blinders on the horses so the horses would just focus on what's ahead of them and not get spooked by or distracted by all these other things going along. Putting blinders on yourself and just focusing on a small area. The smallest area. What's the smallest area that doesn't seem overwhelming? Start there. Okay? And also, as I said, always congratulate yourself about what you did. If you start beating yourself up about what you haven't done, or that you need to do more, or all that, it's just going to drain your energy, and you're going to be less likely to go through and move forward. Okay? Yes. Seller268 says, congratulations on the one room you did. Yeah. Skedaddle, of course. I'm glad you like my advice, and you're welcome for doing this. I know it's important, and I know this is an off day, and that's why I'm only going to be here for like another minute or two. Yeah, one drawer, one cupboard, one closet at a time. I just wanted to show up and give you a little smidge of encouragement. Today may feel weird-ish, different, because it's a Sunday, but it's also a holiday. So even if you don't celebrate, stores are closed, people are doing different things, you feel a little bit off your schedule. Maybe embrace the time you have today to say, okay, you know what? Today's a Sunday. I have this kind of opportunity where the energy feels different. What am I going to do to make my life look and feel even just a little bit better than it did yesterday? And then you do the same thing tomorrow. Tomorrow's Monday. What can I do? What's a smidge of something that I can do to make my life feel better? And I say that just in general, but if that overwhelms you, just knock it down to decluttering. What's there a decluttering thing you could do today or tomorrow to make yourself feel better? There you go. I can do that. See, that's what we're going for. That feeling of not overwhelm. No, the feeling of, I can do that. Yep, I can do that. Awesome. Awesome. Now, speaking of going to do that, I am going to do the following. I'm going to wish you well. I am going to send you love and encouragement. I know you can do this. And I just want to leave you with this. Whatever you are struggling with, there is help out there. I may be your help as a one-on-one coach or a TikTok person to get you through what you want to do, but if you keep on getting stuck at the same place, know that you can only get yourself so far, and there may be some things you need to learn. It can be just as simple as some skills, a process, or it could be something deeper, especially with hoarding and things like that. Sometimes it's a mental health issue. But what I'm seeing now is that you're showing up for yourself. You can do this. Do something small today so that when you go to bed tonight, say, you know what? I took that first step. I took the step in the direction of that I want to go. There we go. Little T966 says, keeping the kitchen clean while cooking Easter dinner so tomorrow starts great. All right. Tom the Carpenter, I am going to have an amazing day. I'm already having one right now, hanging out with you all. And I look forward to having another amazing day. Funny thing is, this is so cool, is the sun is kind of breaking through the clouds. You might be seeing that it's getting lighter out. I work better when I see the sunshine. So I'm going to sign off. I'm going to finish doing my my silver polishing. I'm going to wash my hands, put this stuff away, feel good about it, and go get in the sunshine, okay? I'm going to do some stuff that makes me feel good, and I want you to do some things that are going to make you feel good today too, all right? As I said, I believe I've got a TikTok live tomorrow. I'm not at my desk, but if you're on the mailing list, destinationDecluttered.com/join, you've gotten the email. If you're on the list and get the email, get in touch with me. If you want to get on the email list, and I'll send you the schedule, DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Okay? You guys got it out? I got little rabbit foo-foo hopping through the forest, okay? I'll see you guys later. Have an awesome day. Happy Easter, and just happy day. Happy day.